to thank Mr. Anton Bruszczelewski for giving us the opportunity to have the meeting held in his Polish national home here. We're meeting here, actually it's a second meeting, it's a second round, since the last time we held such a meeting several months ago. It involved the shelter project for 400 millimeters Boulevard that was then being proposed by Help USA. Ultimately, they backed away from the project, and the community, I thought, felt that there was a relief about the shelter not being built on 400 McGinnis Boulevard. It seemed that the voice of the community was being heard, at least from what I heard in that previous meeting. It seems that that's not the case. And we're here tonight again to meet with the Department of Shelters and a new project proponent who will speak tonight along with representative of the Department of Shelters. But before I give over the meeting to the chairman of the Public and Safety Committee, Mr. Mieszko Kalina, I just want to say something that I think everybody should be aware of, if you're not already aware of that. It's not that this community does not want to help its homeless or the poor people that live here and the people that are not privileged enough to have homes, or because of various reasons. This community has been serving the needy and the poor for many, many years, and it's had its fair share of that burden to help those in need. And just to let you know, we have 3 residential facilities for homeless people. One is the Most Holy Trinity, located at 157 Graham Avenue, that houses 88 single units. It's an SRO housing. We also have the Porter Avenue Shelter for Singles. This is a contract directly by the Department of Homeless Shelters. 398 beds. We also have the Barbara Kleiman Shelter at 300 Skillman Avenue. It's a shelter for singles directly operated by the Department of Shelters. 198 beds. So, in case anybody thinks that somehow they should feel guilty about the fact that we haven't been helping our own, don't feel guilty at all. Okay? Okay, so now we'll, having said what, just the introductory remarks I said, I think I will give this over to Mieszko Kalina. Please allow for some kind of a process for the people who are going to speak to be heard, and there certainly will be enough time for questions and answers, and you'll all be heard. But let's keep it in some kind of an orderly fashion so that everybody can be heard one at a time. I'd appreciate that. Thank you very much. Mieszko?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the joint meeting of the Public Safety and Human Services Committee. Today on the agenda we have 2 things and 2 things only. First, we have presentation by Mr. Muzi Rosenblatt, who's the Executive Director of Bowery Residents Committee, a company who answer RFP, request for proposal, which is open from Department of Homeless Services. Department of Homeless Services will speak after Mr. Rosenblatt. Those are just 2 items on the agenda tonight. Mr. Rosenblatt, please. Mr. Rosenblatt agreed to take the question from the public, so if you can kindly listen to the presentation, and then by the show of hands, I will point out who will ask the question, and Mr. Rosenblatt will answer. Thank you. Mr. Rosenblatt, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I want to thank the board for this opportunity, and thank the community for coming out tonight for this opportunity to share with you our proposal that we've submitted to the Department of Homeless Services to operate a shelter at 400 McGinnis Boulevard. I want to tell you a little bit about the Bowery Residents Committee and about our program, but I'm not going to talk to you and use up all the time with my talking because I'm also here to listen. I know people have concerns, I know people are worried, and to the best of my ability, I want to be able to answer your questions so that the decisions that you make are informed. And I think it is better to make a decision with information than without. It is better to know than to wonder. And so I really do want to take the time to listen and answer your questions to the best of my ability, or to get you the answers to your questions if I don't have The Bowery Residents Committee, BRC, is a 40-year-old social service organization in New York City. We were founded by residents of the old Bowery flop houses. Our original name was the Social Rehabilitation Club for Public Inebriates. It was an organization founded by recovering alcoholics who wanted the opportunity to live a better life in the years ahead and not have to live with the burdens of the mistakes they had made and the problems they had had up till that point. For 40 years, we've grown as an organization, but we've never forgotten where we came from. And it's not about a place, it's about a person. It's about a person who seeks opportunity to change. That no matter how old we are, no matter what challenges we face, no matter what mistakes we've made, that we have the opportunity to change our life for the better. And if someone is willing to give us a chance, to take that chance and try to make the best with the life we still have to live. Now that's not easy, and it doesn't come without its struggles and its problems, but in the end, to me and to our organization, it's the only way we know how to work, which is to offer people who are struggling, people who are poor, people who are homeless, people who are addicted, the opportunity to change their life. Today, we are a much larger organization than when we started. We have over 1,500 individuals living with us on any given night, in transitional housing, in permanent housing, in buildings that we've built and developed, in buildings that we lease, in apartments that we rent, where we provide supportive case management and a variety of other types of situations. We provide drug treatment for somebody who wants to get sober. We provide a place for the person who isn't ready to get sober to still come in off the street and begin the process of transforming their lives. We don't tell people how to live as much as we give them the opportunity to show that they can live because they want to live better than the way they've lived. Our process starts with outreach on the streets and the subways throughout New York City, through services like drug treatment, health care, and mental health care, through transitional housing and permanent housing, job services, a senior center. Whatever it is that somebody needs, we offer it. And we allow them to move at the pace that's going to work for them. Because as most of us know in this room, I would think, and would agree with me at least on this one thing, you can't change somebody who doesn't want to change. But if you can inspire somebody to see in themselves the change that they can be, then they might do it for themselves. And the only reason it makes sense to invest in somebody's change is if that change is going to be long-lasting. For somebody to do it while they stay with us only to leave and fail, not that that doesn't happen, but that's not a good investment. A good investment is when people not only come in, but they move forward. They progress with their health, they progress with their stability, they progress with their sobriety, they progress with their employment, and they progress into housing. We run among the best shelters in New York City. We run among the best drug treatment in New York City. We run among the best employment services in New York City. And we will bring all of that everywhere in New York where there is an opportunity to help people. So we are here tonight, and I am here tonight, because this opportunity exists. This opportunity exists, as was already articulated, as you already know, to create a facility at 400 McGinnis Boulevard. There was a provider before. They chose not to pursue the project. That was their decision. They're a good organization. But when they chose to opt out, we saw an opportunity to help people and make this the best possible facility it can be. And if there is an opportunity in New York City to do the best we can to help homeless people in any neighborhood in New York, my organization, BRC, is going to try to have that opportunity to help people. And that's why we're here tonight. So let me tell you a little bit about the project that is proposed.